Hi everyone, it's Liz from Crafting with Nani. Let me turn this light on. We've got the big overhead clouds that are coming and going and making it look like it's dark, and then 1 second it's light and everything. So how's everybody's Monday going? Did everybody have a good weekend, a good Father's Day? So if you see that red live button, that means we're live. And if it's not red, mine turns black. So I don't know what anybody else is, but I have an iPhone. So anyways, I cannot believe that it's already part 4 of the pirate journal that we're working on. So I'm just going to try and bring myself up over here on my laptop, and in case I lose comments. Hi Andrea, thank you for coming on. I'm just trying to see if I can find myself. Some days it's like it goes so easy, and then other days it's like it doesn't want. Oh, there I am. Let me get rid of my audio. So there I am. And hi Lisa, thank you. Lisa, you should have your page name in. All of the printables that I did in this journal came from Lisa Siegel. She is from the Vintage Roots Digital Designs, and she did all of the prints except for this one. She didn't do the cover. I got that one from somewhere else. But anyway, so we're gonna get started. I am gonna bring down the camera so we can see what I'm doing, and hopefully when I do that I don't lose my comments, I don't drop you, I don't lose internet, all the good stuff. So let's just bring you down a little bit so you can see where you're going, see what's happening. I did add the snap to it, and I like that. It is already kind of getting kind of chunky already. So I don't understand why I don't have any comments on my, there we go. Tossed out my cow patties. Well, thank you so much for doing that. And I'm not quite sure why I don't have comments flowing on my computer, but I do have on my phone, so I'm happy. Hi, Joan. Thank you for coming in and watching. I just have to clean my glasses. Feel like they have fuzz all over them. So I did finish the first signature in this journal. Hi, Michelle. Thank you for coming in. And so I'm going to just do a quick flip through on the first signature, and then we'll get busy decorating the second signature. I got little papers everywhere. So like I said, all of the printables came from Lisa Siegel, and she has beautiful prints. So yep, there it is, Vintage Roots Digital Designs. She has all these free printables. So this was a really pretty map that I folded up, and if we have time I'm going to decorate some more of those tags. And then it's been so fun to do. We just kind of torched that a little bit. Don't say that too loud. Hi Michelle, thank you. Hi Ruth, thank you for coming in. So we did that page, and then we had some of this packing I put in there, and it's just been so much fun to decorate. Even the ephemera came from Lisa, and I have enjoyed making it. I made this pocket, and then we have some tags, and I got this really cute diamond thing here. It's not real, obviously. And then this was an envelope. And then so she even sent me all these little pirates. Hi Vicky, thank you for coming in and watching. So I'm just showing the first signature, and then this one came from a different lady. I don't remember the name because I cut it off, but I just added it and made like a pocket. And then this is a cute little map that we got, and I made this is the paper clip that Jimmy Lou was making yesterday, so I thought, well, I'll make a little one real cute, so I just made one, a tiny one. And, we have that page, and then we have our little pirate, and it's been so fun to make. Actually, I just have enjoyed it immensely. This is already sold, And I cut out this parrot and put it there. And that came from Lisa too. That was in one of her ephemera's package. And then I made a little tuck, and then I just kind of distressed a little paper in case she wants to journal on it. And I just made like a tuck here. And then we made the most biggest, giganticest waterfall ever. And then this one opens up, so there's a little pocket here. All I did was glue two of these together, and then I made a little place to journal there. Oh, there we go. Now it's coming up over here and not coming up on my phone. So isn't that crazy? Hi, Mary. Let me make sure I haven't missed anybody. And Michelle. So like I said, I've had a blast. And then yesterday I was watching Sue B, and she was making a pocket. So I made a pocket like she was making yesterday, and I just put it, unfortunately, I mean, I did it in green because I didn't really think I was going to do it. Hi, Roberta. How are you today? Oh, I didn't. I will look and see, Ruth, on it. You're having a pirate party. That's fun. I'll check for that. I had to take my girl to she's in the groomer today, so we just have my boy right now. So as you can tell, I still have purple nails, so I didn't get to go get my nails done, but my dog is getting hers done today. We have this cute belly band and a little pocket, and so we got to get going on it, because I'm telling. And then this was some of the fabric that I dyed from our red dirt on the property. For the people that don't know, we live on a ranch, and there's 4 generations here, and we're in West Texas, and we have this beautiful red dirt. So I made this piece of lace is what I had left over, and I added that, and then I put this beautiful, and we're still not sure, are they called piratesses? What's a girl pirate? And then, I don't know. And then we just have some music sheets, and then this was a beautiful map that I distressed with this. And then I just kind of wadded it up, and then I added some distress ink on it too. And that turned out really cute. And then yesterday I also made a tag. And this tag, I wanted this to look like if it was a laced up corset. So all I did was took a piece of lace, and then I put another piece of lace on top of it, and then I hand sewed with the thread that you would bind the books with. I had a pink, and all I did was hand stitch it in there, and it looks so cute. I love it. So where was that? I know it was just here. It was in a pocket somewhere. Oh well, we'll find some. Oh, I had it tucked in right here. So now we're going to work on the second signature. I cannot believe, like I said, this has been a 4-part series already, and we just finished the first signature. So we got lots of work to do. So I did take another cute map that Lisa made for me, or she didn't make it actually for me, but she sent it to me. Let's put it that way. And I took it, and then I actually took this to it. And I will tell you, I did set my fire alarm off up here. It's right above my desk here, but it was just a little. It only was a little bit. So then I did that, and then I just kind of distressed it, and then I rolled it up, crunched it, and then I rolled it up. And I want to, I'm thinking I want to put this in the middle here. And all I did was take a little twine and then kind of just tied it in a little bow. Oh, okay. I will look it up. So I'm thinking if it'll fit, I might do that. If not, I'm gonna try and attach it to the front cover, maybe like on the side. But anyways, it's one of the maps. So if I can roll it tighter, I might put it right here. But let's get going, because I'm telling you, it's been a bear to not get done. And what I did was, over the weekend, I just took the rest of the papers that Lisa had sent and I downloaded, and I just kind of cut them so they're kind of ready to go into the pockets. I will make a space for it. I'll look for it, and then I will grunge it up and I'll put it through. I can't wait. I'll find it. Ruth, I'll find it. And thank you so much for doing that. So so this paper is printed both sides. So I think one of them might have been upside down, but it'll be all right. And then I don't really do anything on the onion paper. And I really don't do too much on, can everybody see okay? On this, but I do need to glue this shut. What good is a pocket if it's not glued shut, right? So yeah, I was so hoping to get my purple fingernails changed to a different color, but they really haven't grown out that much, and my dog needed her grooming done, so she won. I do have another one of maps that I want to put in on this side, and we just have to find something to cover up the full page over here. And then also over the weekend I had gotten these little they're little corner pieces, and I want to try and put them on the corner here on this page over here, and that'll be cute. I did do it on one page. I'm just trying to find it. Where is it? So I did it on this blue one over here, and it looked really kind of cute. It is tricky if you've never done them before, and I really haven't done them a lot, because when you bend it, it kind of wants to flare out. So you gotta do it gently. And then what I did earlier today was I took some new, what is it called? It's not called Nuvo. I took some glossy accents, and I just painted it across where the water would be on this one. And it turned out really pretty. So before I finish and give this book to its new owner, I am going to take the glossy accents to more of the water, because look how shiny that made that water. It's glistening. So I might do that on to all of the pages. Okay, so I do have some more of this to add, and I have still some ephemera that I have cut out, and I'm just trying to, and this is one of the papers that Carol sent me in a Happy Mail, and I think it's like a coffee stain, so I'm thinking I'll cut that out and put it on here. So let me just kind of set it down, and I will take my little pen here. And did I miss anybody? Hi Carol, see, Carol's right there, see? Happy Monday to you. We're using some of your paper. Let me be smart about it and not waste any of it. And I'm just kind of going to do a little bit of fussy cutting, and then we'll add that to it. I need my hand. Where's my hand? I need my hand. So I guess the moral of the story is, when you're going to do this to paper, maybe you want to do it outside and not in the house, under the fire, under the smoke detector. It did work. Well, at least I know that the smoke detector works in my house, right? And then my poor poodle, he was like, Mom, get out of the room. He's like trying to be so, you know, he's a working cattle, you know, he's a working dog. I'm not going to say he's a cattle dog, but he's definitely, he helps me with my horse. He helps me get hay and stuff like that. But he was trying to get me to leave the room when the alarm was going off. And so he was trying to be such a good boy, and I'm like, no, it's okay, we're all right. Mommy just, Mommy knows what she's doing. But he was really trying to be such a good boy. And so, all right, let's see. I filled up my glue because we got lots of gluing to do. I like to use art glitter glue. What is your guys' favorite glues to use? And why do you guys like them? I like the art glitter glue because it's a quick hold, but if you needed, like say I put this down and I found out that I put it down backwards, I could, see, like I could just pick it right back up. Most likely I would have to add more glue, but I could pick it up. So that's why I like art glitter glue. So you guys tell me what your favorite glue is. And then if I am doing anything with like fabric or lace or anything like that, or even like heavy cardstock or like this kind of papers, I will use fabric tack because it'll grab almost anything. We do have a little hole there, which I'm not really caring too much about because I'm going to actually put this piece of paper on top of it. So, but I just love that. That's gorgeous. So, but I think all of us, we find a glue that works for us, and then we kind of stick to it, you know. I don't have any glue sticks whatsoever in my house, and I don't really have anything against them. I just don't own any of them. And I don't have like the tape. I used to back in the day when I was making scrapbooks. I had, you know, that roll that had the tape on it, almost like a Scotch tape dispenser kind of deal like. But I don't have any of those either. I do have a little bit of, I'm trying to reach it. I do have a little bit of the foam tape, but I don't even use that often. Only if I'm trying to make something through it. Boy, that really is so pretty with that shiny. So like this blue here on this water, I'll come back and do that glossy accent to it. So I guess I don't think my, hi Whispering Hope Kids Creation. Hi Jill, how are you doing today? Sorry I missed your live. I was taking the puppy dog to the groomer when you were on, but I'll get your replay. I loved that little book that you made, Jill, with your is that your granddaughter that you made it with? That was so cute. So excuse me for having to reach, but my tools are behind you and I didn't get it out. So sorry about that. So I'm gonna use this tool to put that on the corner. But I think I wanna decorate this side first just to see what we have, you know. So I don't really have anything tall. That's what's kind of, I was kind of playing around with sizing of these papers, but I didn't get anything quite tall enough. So we got to find something else to put on this side. And I do have some of this. It does kind of look a little bit Christmassy, but it also looks a little bit like it could have came from, you know, a pirate ship, you know. Maybe like a rag they would have had on there, or a piece of fabric they got from wherever they were getting their stuff from. So the last comment that I can see is from Ruth, still about the party. So I will apologize if it looks like I am not answering comments. And I will go back and I'll look. Let me see if I can swipe them away and get them to come back up. So I'm not really seeing any, and I don't want to take the time away from doing the book. But I will go back and I do read every comment, and I actually try to respond to every comment. And you guys will have to let me know if that irritates you, because then I think you get notified. So I don't know. If you don't like that, you'll have to let me know. So I'm like, which one did I need? I need this one. Don't you do that when you're cutting something and then you forget which side you want? So that'll be cute on there. And the colors that I've been using on my Distress ink, I have pretty much used Distress. It is Vintage Photo, and this one's called Black Soot, and then I've used Ground Espresso. And those are the three that pretty much I've used through the whole book. There has been occasion when there was a lot of blue that I did use the Faded Jean. So I'm just going to kind of go around this picture. It already kind of has some distress naturally in the page, and that's kind of what I liked about it. So I'm just adding that, and then I am going to do a little bit just on the corner of this paper, just so if I didn't get it perfect. And then I have to be really careful and put my lid back on, because I don't really know the difference when I look at Vintage Photo and then I look at Ground Espresso. They look pretty close. So then I have to make sure I keep my lids on them so I know which color is which. Because I'm not that smart to figure it out. So let's glue this baby on. So did everybody have a great weekend? I hope. Let me see if I go out of here and then if I come back on, if the comments will start working again. Oh, there we go. Hi, Sue B. How are you? At least I got Sue B on. How is your day going? I'm sorry you still have that headache. Man, I'm telling you, you've got to go get a doctor's appointment or something to see if they can figure out how to get your headaches under control. They're horrible. My daughter used to get headaches so bad, and turns out she had mercury poisoning, and it took over a year to get, oh, it took longer than a year. It took years, years to get the mercury out of her body. So I'm just kind of going through and looking to see which picture would look best on this. And I like her. She's looking off. Her pirate has gone away for the winter to do what they do. And we'll put her on here. And I think I might put her down and put glue like in 3 sides and make her like a pocket. So I'm just going to put glue on 3 sides. And, I know Sue was saying she was having problems with comments. And I know when I was watching Jamie the other night, once I commented, I had to actually go out and then come back in. Hi, Judith. See, that one, I saw that comment. But I had to like refresh my page every time I commented because I couldn't see anything. So see how her dress is sewed right there? That's what I was doing on that one page when I made that one, what is it called? The tuck, the pocket. Just trying to bring it out, but I can't even remember where I put it. I might do a couple more like that because it's just so cute. If I could find it. If I could find. That's why I don't sing. Oh well. So let's go ahead and put those corner things on. And like I said, when you put these on, you kind of have to be mindful. See how they're kind of almost need to push it down to get it to fit the corner. And then when you squeeze on this, it can kind of spread them out. So I'm just pushing down on the corners with my little pliers here. And we got that on. And I like how it looks, and you can see it on both sides. But if you don't take that second to push it down, see how this gap is right here? If you don't take that and push it down, it'll spread out. And at least that's what it was doing for me. So I'm gonna just push it down again and making it more of a corner piece. See, I took that gap completely out. And then now I'm just gonna take my, whatever these, they're not needle nose, but they're like a plier. And I'm just pushing it down. And they're hard to get back off. But even that one, see, it kind of spread out. See how it spread back out a little bit? When you squeeze it, it'll spread out. So I don't know if you guys, hi Vicki, how are you? If you have a better trick for that, let me know what it is. So let's find something that we can put on this front blue. I like the ships. I think this page could take a little bit bigger one. So let's see. That's pretty on there. And this ship looks like he's getting ready to fight that ship. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab some more of my ink here. And even though this one has a lot of blue, I am going to go ahead and use the Vintage Photo. And for my dark colors, I use the same brush. Whether I'm using the Vintage or the Ground Espresso, and even the lighter ones like Gathered Twigs, I use the same brush for the browns. So I'm just trying to remember to do this step before I glue it on. And then sometimes I'll just take it because it was a white piece of paper, you know, and I just kind of tone down the white too, if there's any white left on the paper. So we'll go ahead and glue this one back on. So how's everybody's weather? I'm telling you, yesterday was the craziest day. We were at, me, myself, and I, the three of us, went to church. And I do the the nursery. So my kids are from 0 to 5 years old, and then they go into another room if they're older. So the pastor's daughter and I do it, and she does like a little story for them, and then I just make sure everybody's minding. But anyway, so we got the little kids in the room. There actually wasn't very many little kids yesterday. And we got them in, and then all of a sudden it got super dark. I mean, it was 88, 89 degrees when we went. So this is a pocket. And then the next thing I know, it was literally, it got super, super dark. And so I moved the kids away from the window, and the wind was picking up so bad. And I thought, whoa, what's happening out there? And then it just started wailing. I mean, the rain just started coming down, and the wind, I'm thinking, are we having an incident? You know, kind of deal. So we just tried to stay very calm so the little ones wouldn't get excited. And we just stayed calm, and then we looked at our phones to see, you know, because we didn't even have any kind of storm watch or anything like that. Hey, hanging with Mama Hall, how are you? And Judith and Linda Fletcher. So anyways, that storm, we both looked at our phones to see whether or not it was saying anything, you know, like, how come we didn't get any notifications about it, you know? And then I do have this paper here. It's kind of like a fiber rice paper. I might add that to this white page, and then we'll put something over on top of it. But so anyways, it was crazy. And right before church was finished, the sun came right back out. And but it was so weird because when I walked in, like I said, it was 86, 87 degrees, 88, I don't know, something like that when I walked into the church. And it was 66 degrees when we walked out of the church. It was crazy. And I thought, well, the Lord put an air conditioner on for us outside, and he washed my car. And I thought, how appropriate was that? And you just have to, I just thank the Lord for washing my car and giving me a little AC going on. So I think I'm going to let that hang over on both sides of this, because it is that kind of cool rice paper, and it will look kind of neat on the other side. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I am going to just put a little bit, hi Debbie, how are you? How was your weekend? But yeah, it's crazy how a storm can just blow in like that. And we had a guest singer. He was amazing, and I wish I could remember what his name is, but I can't. And I did share it on my page if you guys want to go see it. But he was amazing, and he was from Oklahoma, and he said he brought the storm with him from Oklahoma. I said, well, you can just take it right back to Oklahoma. But thank you for kicking out my cow patties, Debbie. So, Grover, sit. I have my poodle in with me because he's missing his little friend. His little sister is at the beauty parlor. But let's see, who do we want to put on this page? So this is pretty light. I think I'm just going to lightly distress this because the background is kind of a light color. I'm just softly going across it just to make it look a little bit aged. And I'm just going to take this and just kind of go around. I don't want to grunge it up too much because this is kind of light behind it, and it does look really nice like that. Hi Ruth, thank you for kicking out my cow patties. Thank you so much. You're having thunder right now? Oh my goodness, we must have sent it to you guys. Hi Beverly, how are you? How is you guys' weather? The other day when I was watching you had long sleeves on. Are you guys still cold, or did you guys finally warm up? So I am going to, I know it's so funny when, like I said, we're in West Texas. We're actually, when you say West Texas, people think we're up on the top. We are smack dab in the middle of the state of Texas. If you took the map of Texas and you laid it down and you dropped a pin and it landed in the middle of the state, that's where we're at. But it's called West Texas because it's the first city that is considered West. So it's like it's West Texas, but it's just barely West Texas. So, but everybody always calls it West Texas. So I think on this side, I have some of this lace that I used, if I can see it on my desk, here it is. I used this lace on the other side in the first signature, and I'm trying to, normally I would only use a lace one time, but in this situation, I am gonna use the same lace all the way through the journal, just the same piece. Well, not the same piece, but the same type. If you know what I mean. And I'll have it to where it's peeking out on both sides. And you'll be able to see it from this side and from that side. And so since we're using lace, I'm going to switch over. 18 degrees Celsius. Oh, you're going to make me do the math. 18 degrees Celsius. I think we have to add 61 to it. No, I don't remember how to do it. I used to have to do it when I was in respiratory school. But I have to cheat and use my my computer or my phone now. I think you have to take something and minus off something and add something to it. It's 98 degrees. And that takes you to 0. I don't know. You making me have to use. You're loving my nails, Bev? I've had these now for over 2 weeks, and they're like, they're finally starting to grow a little bit, but I'm over the purple. I'm over it. Hi, Cheryl. I didn't say hi to you. 18 degrees. I think you're like in the 60s or something like that. I don't know. You're making me think too hard. So we got to find something cute to put on that. And I do have this piece. I think we'll make a belly band out of it. Or I could make the belly band with this piece and use this for something else. So let me just trim off a little bit of this. And I've been using the same pair of these scissors all the way through it too, just to kind of keep some kind of familiarity. No, is that the right? Just so kind of uniformed, you know. So my kids all went to a lake for, actually both of my kids went to the lake. They went to 2 different lakes, but they were all on the water for Father's Day. So the ranch was deserted. So we have that little belly band there. And just stick maybe I'll stick this cute chest on it. You guys think we're going to be able to get this finished? What time is it? We still have a half hour. So that way we can do something different on Friday. But I did post on my page that we were going to have a sale on Thursday. So I was playing in the mud. Remember, guys, I told you I fell into the hole and I got a lot of mud on me. And so I was playing in the mud, so I made some beautiful stuff for you guys. And we're going to have a little sale on Thursday morning at 10 Central Time. So I do have a little piece of this cardboard we can make another belly band with. And find something, oh, and I think I'll put this on it. So it looks like they're climbing up the net. So let me find some scissors and trim this. 64, see, I was close. It was 60 something, I said. I was trying to do the math in my head. That's kind of a little bit chilly for me. Like I said, when I came out of church yesterday, it was 66, and I was like, ooh, so I turned the air conditioner on. The Lord, He turned the air conditioner on. So 66, I would normally probably have long sleeves on too. So we're just gonna do that, and then we'll find something. Oh yeah, I was gonna take this and put it. So I like this stuff. This is just free packing that came in something. I'm just pulling it. And we'll add that. Where's my hand? I lost my hand. But, we'll just add this to that, and I like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and use the fabric tack for it because it is kind of, you know, it's got all these little holes and all that stuff. But doesn't it remind you of like a net that you would, you know, fishermen would have? I think it does. Just kind of reminds me of like a net. So I'm just sticking that on there. And I don't care if it pulls or falls off a little bit. Actually like the texture of it. And then we'll try and find, here's some more of that ribbon that I had left over that I dyed. And we might be able to add a little bit of that on there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the center of that. And my fingers are getting patterned with glue. Hi, Lori, how are you? 84, Debbie says. 84, but very humid. Oh my goodness. I can deal with and this is the little tool I made. All I do is cut this out, and then I added foil to it, and then I took some of the binding thread and I bound around it, and it turned out so cute. So I'm going to add that to this, and that's a good place for it, I think. So I think I'm going to go ahead and add the fabric tack to it too. And I'm just going to put a good amount right there. And then, whoa, apparently I'm going to put a good amount right there too. And I will have to put something over that now. I have this little piece of lace, and I'll try and see if I can stick this little piece of lace under it, because I spilt that glue. So that'll be cute. And I think, yeah, that's right. I was gonna say, is that upside down? But no, it's going the right way. But that was fun to make with the foil. So I used to make all kinds of props for plays, and for, you know, we did an entertainer show for 20 years, and I loved making props. So to make little things like that, it's so fun for me anyways. So let's see, I do want to cover this up because this is, I wanted this side of the paper, but this side of the paper is kind of springy. So we got to find something to put over it. And I do have another piece of that, and I could just put that over the top of it, and we can make this into a little pocket. So let's do that. I'm just going to take my little punch here, and sometimes I have a tendency to make my little hole punch things too big. So if I could even get it to cut, there we go. So I just had a little bit of it just so it looks like it's a little bit of a pocket, and we'll just distress that a little bit. So is everybody having a good Monday? Oh, thank you, Debbie. I think this journal is turning out so cute. I am so in love with it. Like I said, if it hadn't have sold, I would have definitely kept it. So I might have to make me another one. But got to pay the bills, so I got to sell them. So, and I'm thankful. I am so thankful that it sold right away. And so that's cute. And we'll just see what we can add. Like I said, I still have quite a few sailboats and these ladies and stuff, and I just love them. Love them, love them, love them. So let's see if we want, I do even have this little pocket, and it says, I put on it says, be a dreamer. And that might look cute on there because it kind of picks up the yellows from around it. So let's put that on there. And I just made this pocket from one piece of leftover, I think it was just an 8 by 11 sheet of paper. I don't think it was a 12 by 12. But I had done something with it, and then I just folded it and then folded it again, almost like if you were making a hidden paper clip. But instead of putting the paper clip, I just folded it back out and folded it back up, and so it made like these 3 pockets. And then I rounded the corners. But I think we'll add that. And if we have time, I'll show you how I did that. But it was pretty easy to do, and it just used up a piece of scrap paper. And then I'm definitely only putting it out on the outside. It's kind of a thick paper, but that way you can actually have a little pocket behind it too. So now there's a little pocket behind, and there's a pocket in front, and we can put a little skull in there. But let's distress it because I didn't do a great job on my fussy cutting. Hi, Jimmy Lou. How are you today? Did everybody see Jimmy Lou's little reel she did with her kids? She said, I made some people. No, that was so cute. That was cute. So that, I like that. That turned out really cute. So I'll finish that. And then on this side, she's gonna be a chubby chubby. We still have a few more pages to go. That's pretty chubby when you can't even get it to lay over, right? I blamed that waterfall. The waterfall was so big. So I think I'll add her on this page. And I'm just gonna distress it a little bit. And normally I don't distress on top of the paper, but I do want to bring out some of that distressing on that blue, just to dull it and grunge it down. Normally I would have done that off of it so you wouldn't see the marks. But I think I'm just going to line her up, and I'm not going to make her into a pocket, so I'll just put glue everywhere. And, so I was going to say, it was, wasn't it? The people went, I thought, oh my goodness, that was so cute. I laughed. I actually did a little belly laugh. She made me have a belly laugh. Yes, it was cute, Carol, wasn't it? A file folder for a pocket. Yes, I could do that too. So on the vellum, I normally don't do anything on it because I like how you can see. And I probably will take the Nuvo drops or that glossy accent and go over the coins in this treasure chest so it kind of makes it lighter. Okay, so now we got this page. So let's get our hand back over here again. And we got to find somewhere to put this map. I do have to put the map in the right direction. I'm not sure I want it there, or if I think I kind of want to put the map here. So I'm not going to put it here. So we have to find another paper. I do still have some music paper left. And I still have this paper that I pulled originally, so we could put this paper, and this just reminds me of it has like the little flares on it, almost like the old pens. And oh no, I didn't use a file folder. What I did was I used a piece of leftover cardstock. Here, I can show you with this because we've got to cut it down anyway. So let me just mark it, and then I can show you with the leftover how easy it was to make that pocket. So let me just make a line here so I know where to cut. And with this one, I'm going to get my kit right here. And you can use any leftover. That one was cardstock. This is not quite a cardstock, but it's not as thin as like regular paper. I don't know the weight on it. But all I did was I took, let me go back and look. So all I did was take it in half, almost like you were doing the hidden paper clip. And then I folded it down. So there's, well, let me go up a little higher, because you want to make sure that your pockets are, you know, lining up. And then I took that, and then I just folded it up again. So this one made 3. See how I did that? So now we have a pocket and a pocket. And it was just one piece of paper. So I started it, and you just kind of, you don't necessarily have to do it in half. See how it's not quite in half? Sorry, I moved the camera. But you just have to like play in your mind where you want, how high do you want your first pocket? And then sometimes your second pocket might not be as deep. But now we have another pocket within the pocket just using a piece of scrap paper. And we can actually use that on top of this piece of paper because it matches, and we'll make a pocket within it. How's that? Did I show you enough? Hi, Jamie. Thank you for coming on. So let's go back to putting this on here. Is this where we were? I think this is where we were. I lost my hand. So I'm just trying to get that. Yeah, I think this is where we were. And I do want the paper, I kind of, it's really non-directional paper, but I kind of want it to look like the feathers of a pen. So let me go ahead and put this back down just so I can match up the right, you know, the actual, because I kind of tore these papers. So I'm just kind of using the paper as a template to where to cut. And I should be using a pencil because I keep going on my paper. So now I gotta find my scissors. There they are. But those kind of pockets are fun because you're just using your scraps that you have left over from your papers instead of having to waste another piece of paper. And I like using up my scraps, you know, for like belly bands or, oh, we have 10 more minutes. I'm not gonna get done. I guess we're gonna be doing this on Friday, but that's okay. I want it to be beautiful. I want it to represent me. You know, when you make something that you're selling and stuff, you want it to be as beautiful, you know. You want people to love what you make, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'm not going to make it a pocket. I could make it a pocket, but we have a lot of pockets in here, and we're going to put a pocket on it. So how many pockets do we need, right? And there's not really a whole lot of blank pages in here to do like journaling. So what I'm going to do is just distress some papers and put it in so she can have some areas to journal. So we'll do that, and I think what I'm going to do is I am going to put this pocket down, but I want to put something on it, you know, to bring it back to, you know, maybe I'll put this down here, this boat. So maybe not the boat, but something. Not that boat anyways. Maybe we'll do this. And then that way this will be covering up that bottom pocket. I like that better. So we'll have a pocket here and a pocket there. So when you're gluing these now, you want to take your glue and just go through that first one and just put it right on the edge. So you're gluing that one down, and you can do the other side at the same time. So I do all of this gluing first before I put it in. So now we're going to glue this one down. Are you seeing what I'm doing? And then we're going to glue that one down. And now we have to glue this one down. So we're just putting it on the edges. That one I could have put it all over because it was, you know, it's, and then I'm just gluing the bottom. And now we're going to glue that onto here. So I'm just, and if I wanted to make this a pocket again, I would just put it on the edges, but I'm not. So I'm just going to, well, I'm going to put it on the edges, but I'm not making it as a pocket is what I'm saying. So I still want to be able to put this guy on top of it. And I want to do that because I got some of my purple fingernail polish on this, or something anyways. Something was on that paper. And I want to be able to cover it up. So let me distress this. And I could have inked that. And I can see that I missed a spot right here when I was gluing. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue right there. And push that down. And then we're going to glue this on. All of a sudden, Jimmy Lou. Hey, hey, Jimmy Lou. Say, hey, hey, Jimmy Lou. Say, what would you, that's what I always say is, WW JD. What would Jimmy Lou do? We're just going to add that, and that'll be so cute. And then we can stick in the little, whatchamacallit, so she knows their pockets. And then got another one of these little guys. So that's cute. So now we got to do the back side of this page. And somewhere I've got this big ship that I want to use. And it almost looks like it's gonna fit here. I just need to do something on the top and the bottom, and I think I might do it with this lace. So, because it's just slightly short. So I think I will, I'm just checking to see if I have something more the right size. And I think this is the biggest I have. It is kind of big, but that's almost too small. Okay. Grover, down. Down. Yeah. He's such a good boy. He listens. It's so nice to have one dog in this house that actually listens. So I am going to lose part of this journaling over here in this ship. So I'm just going to take my cute little scissors that I had here. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off. And then we can use that as a belly band if we have to, or somewhere else. And we're going to just dress this up. Blue lace. I only have a baby blue lace, or I have Louis Vuitton lace. Which, you know, we could use the Louis. I don't like the baby blue lace that much. I have a huge roll of it, but I don't really care. It's not my favorite. And like I said, I was trying to keep all my lace that I've been using in this book the same. So let me really grunge this paper up, because it's not going to go all the way. So I'm just grunging, just so. And let's see what it looks like without the lace there. See, that doesn't look too bad without having that lace, actually, when you grunge it up. So I think we'll try and do that without putting the lace on it. Like I said, the only blue lace I have is a kind of a really light blue. It's not my favorite color. And I have a whole lot of it for some reason. Actually, it was given to me in a Happy Mail. But it was a whole roll. Whole big roll of it. So I like that actually on there. And the only blue I have is this Louis. So I could put a strip of Louis on the corner. That might look nice. Like if he's going to pirate, he's going to go over and the pirate's going to go get the Louis bags and bring him back to his pirate girls. We'll do that. We can add this blue Louis lace. And I might stick some of this Louis in my kit, my bundle this week. I think I could share my Louis. This is real Louis lace because my daughter doesn't buy the fake stuff. They came from hers. Louis bags all come with them. That's kind of pretty on there. So thank you, Sue, for saying add the blue. That looks nice, and that it just outlines that blue on the other side just a little bit. It's too dark. Well, it's on there now, Sue. And like I said, it's Louis. It's a real thing. It's the real deal. So I now have to do this page. And I want to put this map so it folds out. So I'm going to glue it in, and then that way it folds out. So let me just grunge up this paper here because it doesn't it's kind of torn. This paper, you know, it's been through the fire. To get off of the island, they had to like pull this paper right out of the fire. So I'm just going to put a whole bunch of glue on this page. And actually, I don't think I might not use enough glue. I see some people's gluing techniques, and sometimes I think, man, I'm stingy with the glue. I must not use a lot of glue. I'm just making sure that my Caribbean Sea is spelt the right direction. And I love that. And then I'm just gonna fold it in. And then that way when she opens it up, she'll see that it's really a map. And then now we have, I was gonna put it here, but I changed my mind, obviously. So we're gonna have to, I think we're gonna get off because it is 4 o'clock, and well, it's 3 o'clock here. And I got to go get my puppy dog from the groomer. And then we'll finish up this journal, and it will be, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ugh. We still have 10 pages to do. You're heavy-handed, Jimmy Lou. I think I'm light-handed. I'm very stingy when it comes to my glue, apparently. So anyways, we will finish this up on, you don't use a lot either, Carol? All right. Well, anyways, I am going to let you go because I know everybody else is going to be jumping on for their time. I appreciate everybody coming and watching me today and commenting, and that really does my page wonders. You guys are helping it grow. We're still gaining new followers every single day. Hi, Terry Jo. Thank you for coming in. And I'm going to run and go pick up my puppy dog, and hopefully her hair will be all cute and her nails will be done. And hopefully maybe by Friday I'll be in a different color. So this is what we've done today. And like I said, she's getting to be a chunky, chunky pirate ship. And hopefully my snap is going to keep it closed that we put on there. So we'll finish this up definitely on Friday. Come back and watch me at 10 o'clock Central Time on Thursday for some really cute lace that I was out in the mud playing with. So I will see all of you guys later. Bye, Judith. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.